I'm your daddy.
If you're hearing our voices, it means it's time for It's This Meets That, the podcast where we watch the worst movies from trailer to end credits, scene by scene. So you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared.
I knew you were going to pull that one. I knew it. When I heard it in the movie, I was like, oh, yeah, that's... Arr. Anyways. All right, we're back. Part 2 of our scene-by-scene breakdown of the 2009 movie Gamer.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd call it a movie. I call it a mess.
Like an extended Marilyn Manson music video.
That's how it feels. But
we're going to get better.
It's not going to get better, but we're going to crank through it. No pun intended there. Is there anything else we need to do? We had a bunch of questions, right? Things we're going to answer, but...
Last we left our hero, he was asking to get drunk.
Yeah, I need to get drunk. It's funny, like, I don't know, is G Butts like, they're like, hey, can you just do not your accent?
I don't think they even addressed it. I think this is just how he talks now. I think he like just kind of mixes
kind of partial, like marbles in his mouth.
Yeah.
Scottishy, but none.
I think this is just how he talks. Like, this is his natural voice.
He's a side talk. He's got the side mouth thing going too. I'm your daddy. I'm your daddy. So he's in prison cell, right? And
Cable's Last Stand advertised all over the place.
Yeah, it's big, right? This is a big deal, right? So then we're back in like the transport lockers or whatever. People lock and loading, right? More flashing lights that are like, just fix the lights, fix the goddamn lights.
Yeah, yeah.
But everyone's locking and loading, get all their guns ready, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he's getting loaded up, and and it gets loaded up.
That's right. Checks his vest, and there's a fifth of vodka in there.
Just cranks it down. Drink, right? And he's just chugging it, right? And who's talking to him? Who's
like, one of the guards, I think. Who's like, put it down. Don't drink that.
Throw it in the trash.
Yeah, throw that bottle in the trash.
So he cranks down, fifth of vodka there, right?
Yep.
And he goes out in the field, and he's drunk.
Immediately drunk.
Chaos, more explosions. Simon's like, dude, what? I cut you loose, and this is what you're gonna do to me,
Yeah. Like he's just like stumbling around, like waving his gun. He's just like shooting everything and like not killing anything.
Total chaos, more guns, more explosions, right? Yep. And then intercut with like Simon being like, dude, pull your balls together. This is the last game, whatever, right?
Dude, don't make me look like an asshole. It's too late.
So he stumbles through kind of the game. It's like jump cuts. He's making his way through, right? And then he goes back to the new area, right? And then where like the restricted spot was, right? And he finds a truck.
Yeah, like in a garage.
I don't know. Maybe just explaining it will prove how dumb it is, but I can't emphasize how dumb this entire is.
No. See, I like this part. It was smart.
So he finds a truck. He opens up the gas tank, right?
Yeah, which
ethanol
is
only.
Labeled ethanol only. Thanks, labels.
Oh my god! And he proceeds to vomit into the gas tank.
Just projectile vomits all of that vodka into the gas tank. Super convenient.
It's ethanol only, remember?
He's a holding tank.
And then once he's done with that, he pees into the gas tank.
Right, which it's not how any of this works, but
I don't think that's how that works.
Awesome. I mean, I'm sure it's probably fine enough to at least get the truck going a little bit.
And not for as long as it does, though.
No.
So he feels... It's so dumb. It's hilarious. The truck fires up, starts the truck, and he starts driving off. And then Terry Crews comes out of nowhere. He jumps on the side. Ha ha! Surprise, motherfucker.
From the trailer. Yep.
and he's there, whatever, battling and fighting. And then he knocks him off he drives him into like a concrete pillar or whatever.
Yep.
And then he just drives off the map, right?
Yeah. Lots of restricted warnings. Simon's like, you got to get back in the game. You're going to make me look like a jerk.
Yep.
We're going to lose.
And then
he shoots out the camera that I guess Simon was looking at him using.
Oh yeah.
Somehow, like he blows up a camera or something, and then like Simon's like, "Oh, I'm dead. I can't see anything anymore."
Then we crank the Marilyn Manson song again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Crank it full bore here, and then we got all the truck on truck action, right?
That's right.
Which
Big
was
truck time.
Too long, didn't make any sense, and was impossible to watch. It was like hard to watch, like this action. I was like, I don't know this movie is so bad.
But Kable kills the truck guy, busts out of the restricted area, and then
Yep.
Destroys the truck in the process, so he's on his feet now. And a missile basically comes by to explode him, which kind of does.
Yeah.
And then we cut to a dead screen. Please stand by.
Okay, whatever. I don't want to get into logic. Like, I don't know where this is taking place, and like, so he gets out of the restricted zone. Like, obviously, it's a real world.
Yep. There's still cameras apparently everywhere.
Yeah, like what?
I have no clue.
So we get a news update, right? And the world's like, basically the entire world's like, what the frack? What's going on? Why did this happen, right? Yeah. And we get a bunch of exposition about what happened. He's been fragged, and he isn't on the Slayer roster anymore.
It's fragged.
Yeah. And we cut to Kyra Sedgwick's character there, and her buddy who looks like Jimmy Fallon, and she's basically like, Tillman, find his wife.
Dumb.
And then we're back to Society City, right?
Back to gluttony.
Yep. Gluttony. Yeah, back to gluttony, right?
Scrolling through the outfits there, like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, it comes across the Blade Runner reference there, right? And this is the guy who gets the oxygen. I don't know why, though. What was that? Remember, this guy puts it.
He's just a fat man. I don't know. I guess maybe he needs oxygen.
We all need to breathe.
Yeah.
And then I think
we get a quick cut of like a Humans thing too, where he's like, Slayer's is bad TV. And you're like, what? Like, it just like cuts around a bunch. Like, then it cuts to the home of the wife for some reason.
Yep.
And then we're back with Kable again.
Yeah, and he's on the street with like a hoodie on, and the girl that was helping him in prison shows up, right?
Yeah. And he's like, that voice, I know that voice. She's like, Castle Security's right around here. You got to go. And he's like, okay.
And then they're on a motorcycle for 5 minutes.
I don't know. Yeah, they just ride around. That's stupid.
They literally ride around for like 5 minutes to go to the Humans' hideout.
That's right.
Like, no reason at all. It's just driving around.
Yeah. Which I don't think, I wonder if they have actual names in the captions on the screen. They were just talking about Ludacris and the other guy as Ludacris was Human's brother.
Yeah. Well, his character's name is Brother.
Human's dude. Oh, okay.
His character name is Brother, and then her name is Trace, but I don't know what the other guy's name was. So
perfect.
All right, so we're in the Humans hideout, right? They're playing some air hockey, and then we get all the exposition about how bad Castle is, about Nanics.
Like, do you have any questions? He's like, yeah, explain to me the movie, please. Arr.
How do we explain everything right now? Well, let's have him ask him what's going on.
Yeah, he's like, well, we needed your blood, so that way we could generate the custom code to do the blocker for the Nanics. And you're like, I don't care about any of this.
And we get, commentary about, the healthcare system is collapsing, and, and then it ends with everyone will be slaves.
Castle's going to enslave everyone. That's the whole premise here.
Yeah. That's like his motivation.
Yeah. And then Lude is like, I know where she is. Like, who? Like, I hate this.
So then we jump to Society City, right?
Yep.
And we got Kyra Sedgwick's character. She's looking for the wife, right?
Yep.
Bunch more nudity, weird stuff in a club, right? And
wife goes to the club. Yeah.
Yeah. Most of this is just like, it's just shock for the sake of shock, like that. You know what I mean? Like that, like people hanging from like hooks and shit. Whatever. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then we meet Rick Rape.
Yep. Oh, insanely named character.
Oh my God. And then, so obviously they're being controlled by other people, right? And we keep intercutting between the people that are controlling him, the big guy, and, the wife and the scene, whatever. And then they're like, oh, let's find a place to go, right? So they go back to like an apartment or something like that. And
she's crawling on the floor, and he's like whipping out his dick or something.
He's trying to. And then out of nowhere, Kable comes in and just picks him up and does the old Bane Batman backbreaker.
Yeah, it's wicked funny.
It's like, wait, what?
Just like snaps the guy in half, and you're like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay. He's got superhuman strength. Like, can you?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh my God. So he's trying to talk to his wife, but obviously she's under control, and he's trying to tell the person who's controlling her to, like, let her loose, right?
Yeah, exactly. And basically he's just like saying whatever he thinks Kable wants him to say. He's like, I love you too. Please don't kill me. I'll do anything.
Yeah.
It's just like, imagine being Amber Valletta and like you just have Jerry Butts like screaming in your face. He's like, shut up, I love you, shut up. Just like shaking you and like screaming in your face for who knows how many takes.
Yeah, right. Right. Well, they did it in 53 days, so it's probably just one. We're like, all right, we're moving on.
Hope so, yeah. For her sake.
Oh my God. So yeah, and then Terry Crews shows up. Right?
That's right. And shoots him.
But
immediately.
he's got the body armor, so we purchased that earlier, so that's all good, right? And then he takes the wife hostage in an elevator, and this whole scene, I was like, what?
Because then there's a couple of people, like strangers, get in the elevator. It's a guy and a girl. They're making out.
And Terry Crews is behind them, and then the wife is on the other side.
Yep.
But the wife is obviously being controlled by the big guy.
Right. And he's like, do it. Do it. You should totally do it. And he's like, Terry Crews is like, should I do it?
I'm going to do it. So Terry Crews kills the two people, right?
Yep.
And the big guy back at home is getting off on it.
Right.
Basically.
Yep.
Right?
No, that's right. And then but also at the same time, then we see like the wife is reacting and she's like sad. And you're like, wait, that's not how I didn't think that's how this is supposed to work.
Yeah.
It's very confusing.
And then, so he kills two people, whatever. And then just total chaos, gun violence or whatever. The elevator opens up. Cable's right there.
Cable's right there. Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. It's just chaos. I don't know. They're just shooting. Shooting guns. Super quick cuts, right?
In the chaos, Kable and his wife here manage to escape. Mm-hmm. And he's like, where the fuck do we go? And the fat guy's like,
rave.
To a rave.
Yeah. I got a club.
Yeah. So then they go to the club where there's like people hanging by their nipples and like it's just like unnecessary.
It's just shock for the sake of shock and like this is the future. This is what the future's gonna be. I love how the future is just like always like remember like Last Days of American Crime, which is like explosions and bullshit and people like the woman dancing on the that's the sign of the future, right? When you're just dancing naked on top of a car.
Actually, I think Last Days of American Crime is probably like a direct sequel to this. In some ways.
I think you're right.
Right?
No, it's definitely
they're in the same universe for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's mind control thing going on, right? Because it was like the explosive thing in their heads, right?
Yeah, that would have been a good pitch.
Yeah. Total chaos, more gun shooting, more fighting. Dudes show up and they're just shooting people.
A lot of casualties at the club.
A lot of collateral damage.
Real people. Yeah.
Yes, these are real humans, by the way.
Yeah.
And
not convicts.
Not convicts. I was going to say they're not convicts.
People with jobs, presumably.
Yes. Not anymore.
Yeah.
So it's just chaos. And again, the way this is cut and edited, it's a goddamn nightmare.
Yeah, that's right. But that's when Kyra Sedgwick pulls up.
Yeah, she rolls up and she's like, come with me if you want to live, right? Get in the van. So
they managed to make it outside again.
And then we're at CIA or some FBI, whatever agency.
Some interrogation.
Of the future, right? And this is where Keith David shows up, right?
Yep, and Simon's there.
Yep, and he's basically like, we get a kind of backstory about Simon. He's got a rich dad, blah, this stuff. We've frozen all your funds, blah, blah, blah. We've taken all your hard drives. We don't know where, Kable is. And
suspected of aiding in the escape of a convicted murderer.
Serious
shit.
And then Simon's like, I have one thing to ask of you.
I'm going to need something too.
Yeah.
The guy's like, what?
Peanut butter. Or then he lists a bunch of different types of butter, almond butter, pistachio butter.
With some grape jelly. We get our cop here being like, pistachio butter? They make that? and the kid's like, it's awesome. Why is the script like this?
I don't. It's nonsensical. Like, who is like, you know what? We'll give you $50 million to make this movie.
I don't know.
Here is $50 million. Lionsgate and Lakeshore.
Yeah.
Here's $50 million. Go make a movie.
It's like
it's mind blowing.
Bad version of Natural Born Killers, like where like there's just like stick like weird nonsense in and the script doesn't make any sense and you're like, what's going on here?
We gotta make our movie. Someone give us $50 million. We'll make give us $20 million. We'll make a better movie.
yeah, sure, definitely.
All right. Anyways, so then we cut to the humans' hideout, right?
Yep.
And basically, we got the wife there, and they're like
a bunch more exposition.
Yeah, a bunch more exposition about the tech and blah blah blah. And like, we can neutralize
anti-spyware. Basically, they were putting in the wife. You can't kill it because it's her brain at this point.
Oh my god! And then we got a bunch of exposition about Tillman and how he's involved and what he knows, right? Which this whole thing I was a little wishy-washy. I didn't actually quite figure out what he knew, but. Was he like a tester or something for early tech?
So that's Luda explains it. He's like the first guy.
I think I glossed over because I was like, "There's more exposition."
Yeah, no, that's fair. The guy that we saw dying at the beginning in the interrogation room, bleeding out from his head on the ground there. He was the first guy that it happened to.
Yeah.
So then they explained that Tillman is the second guy.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
And so, and then they're like, the idea is to replace your brain. It's a new era in human longevity. That's what Kable was sold. Was like, oh yeah, my brain will be robots. And then
pretty much
basically he's like, you got to show me what happened, because he's like that, like Luda doesn't really know the full extent of what he knows. He just knows that he knows because he's right. So he's like, you got to show me. And so then they go do this scene, or they're going to in a second.
Yeah, and so then there's like kind of quick cut, right? So we have that conversation. It cuts quickly to the gross guy who is controlling the wife, and Castle's goons show up there, right?
Tech support, yeah, tech
support.
They call themselves tech support.
Kind of funny. And then we come back to the hideout, right? And then we got Tillman all set up there. They're pulling his memories and all the audio, right?
Right, and they're like showing it on the screen, which Kyra Sedgwick is rattled. She's like, oh my god, like we're not supposed to have this kind of technology for decades. And like the resident nerd guy's like, no, this shit'll be in Best Buy in 18 months. And you're like, why would you go to the effort of not dating the beginning of the movie when you're like sometime in the future, and then you're like talking about Best Buy, and you're like Best Buy dates the movie more than anything.
Best Buy probably won't exist in 2034. Right? Like come on,
it barely exists now. Mm-hmm. Stupid.
Oh my god, that's a good point. So
I hate this movie.
So they're pulling his memories, and then they basically cut to the scene of him being controlled and shooting his buddy, or the first guy, or whatever.
Yeah, Scotch, I forgot the guy's name is Scotch, not Scott.
Scotch.
And like we don't know what that's short for. We know nothing about this guy except his name is Scotch.
It's short for Scotchland.
Scotchy.
Short for Scotchy. So then basically, we as we kind of figured earlier on, is Castle controlling Tillman, and he shoots his buddy there, and that's how he sends Kable / Tillman into prison, right?
Yep.
Because he knew too much.
Tillman can get out an apology. He's like, I'm sorry.
and I also don't get so Castle he's the richest guy on the planet, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's got all this power in the universe, right? In the universe. And he's got all this power, all this stuff. And if you're worried about one guy, you have that much power and that much money, you can make him just disappear, permanently.
Yeah, definitely. Super easy.
You don't need to go through all this and just have someone kill him.
And why would you allow him to become that famous in the first place?
Right.
Just kill him immediately.
Yeah. What are you doing? You're worse than a James Bond villain. Fucking kill. Anyway, so and we cut back and forth. We get some really on the nose chat about media, how the world is splitting down the middle, right? And you got to pick a side and all this sort of stuff, right? And because now Kyra Sedgwick is in with the hacker group here, right?
Right. And then Kable just runs away. He's like, oh, and holds his ears and sits in a hallway and he's crying.
Yeah.
This seems out of character. And
then the wife shows up and she's fine. And she's like, hey, honey.
It's you. They kiss.
Oh my God. And then this is when we learn that, so Trace, Alison Lohman, she comes in, she's like, this is where she tells him oh, we didn't want to tell you earlier, but we're telling you now, your daughter was adopted by Castle.
Yeah.
And then we cut to the city streets, and this scene, I didn't quite get. Oh, I get it was. So we're back on the city streets. Kyra Sedgwick's character is going after Tillman, right? And he's taking off. And then she spots the Castle goons. That's right. That kind of comes back later because they go in and they kill everyone, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. And we're in jail. Simons gets released, right? And it's for some odd reason, it's from the video camera view. I get it. Everyone's watching. There's always a camera everywhere. Okay. Sure.
Stylistic choices. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Poor choices.
Yeah. And then it cuts to him at home, and all of his screens are blowing up with messages calling him a cheater. And he's like, oh man.
Yeah.
And then we cut back to Ken Castle, who no longer has a Southern accent.
It was at this point that
he's like, we don't have to find him. He'll come to us. You're like, oh, okay. And the other guy's like, oh, cool, nice.
Cool. All right.
Should we be weird about this Kable guy? People are all up in arms about the fallen hero of Slayers. Should we be worried about this? And he's like, nah, don't worry about it.
So then Tillman shows up at Castle's house and just walks in, right?
Yeah.
And he sees his daughter, and he goes running towards her, and then runs into a screen.
Right.
And Castle shows up, and he's just like, looks pretty real, don't it?
Not bad for video. Huh?
Not bad for video, huh? Porn's gonna look great on that.
Yeah, and then when you get the
oh my god,
like the finger snapping begins.
The dance number. I when this started, I was like, I cannot believe we guessed this right.
Yeah.
Also, I
believe it. Yeah.
I cannot believe this is happening right now.
Yes.
It is like a 5-minute long dance number.
Yeah. I hope. I didn't look it up. We should have done research. I hope that's Michael C. Hall actually singing. Like, it sounds like him.
It does. It does.
He does sing. So
he's a Broadway guy, so it probably is. But
yeah. Yeah.
So he's doing this dance number and also showing that he can control people. So he's got his Rockettes on his left and right, and he's just kind of controlling them. And they do this song for a solid 5 minutes. And like, what is going on? And then the way
I got you under my skin.
Yeah, and then the way it's God damn it. And then the way it's cut too is so obnoxious. It's like I don't like I'm trying to picture like how many times they must have filmed this scene or they had cameras just everywhere because like they jumped from like a camera like overhead and then
that's what they spent all the money on.
All the extra cameras. Like
that's right.
I want cameras everywhere. I want to film everything so I can intercut like an asshole. Mm-hmm. So yeah. And then
this is when we cut to quick screen view of everyone at the humans lair there.
Oh right, yeah,
they're all dead, including Ludacris and
the tech crew showed up and did a little yeah,
exactly. And then fight montage happens.
Yeah, and Kable it's
brutal.
Yeah, he just fucks them all up pretty much, right?
And Castle goes, "You're awesome." And our accent's back now. So
yeah. And that scene was weird too. They were like awkwardly like close to each other. And it was so strange. It was like so terrible. You're awesome. And then we get the old James Bond villain basically telling all the details, spilling all the details.
They do a walk and talk. Yep.
How he can control all of them. And then we're on a basketball court.
Yep. That's right.
This is
with Terry Crews dancing in the background.
Imagine reading that script and being like, so your big climax moment is we're on like a basketball court with a green screen and Terry Crews is dancing in the background.
Yeah. How
many millions can I give you?
So artsy.
Like, what?
Yeah. He's like, Castle's like, I replaced my own brain with all the NanX cells too, but mine are designed to send and yours are all designed to receive. So like, I think you do it from the trailer. I can convert 100 million people in 6 months because apparently it's like airborne, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's basically just a bunch of exposition about his motivation and what he basically just wants to control people.
People will buy what I want them to buy, vote how I want them to vote.
It's like, what?
Yeah. Like, and more importantly, I can do stuff like this. And then like Terry Crews attacks, basically.
Yeah. And then Tillman just messes him up in like a heartbeat. Like it's no big deal.
And breaks his neck twice for some reason.
I was like, wait, the first time didn't do it?
Yes, I guess not. And then Cable's like, basically like, I've got you now. He's like aptly, Castle's like, I think you're missing the point, my man. It was like, yeah, you are missing the point. Like he can control you. Like that's the whole point of this.
Yes. Like
he's like, my team already reversed the crack that like got you offline, so you're back online now. I can control you whatever I want.
Oh my god, I hate this. So then Tillman, he's got the knife, right? And he goes after Castle. And he stops him just before he's about to get him, right?
Yep. And at the same time, this is when Kyra Sedgwick is like, "Ooh, I'm going to broadcast this to the world somehow."
Bingo bang. Yeah,
like
she just is like,
they don't explain any of that.
No, she's like at a kiosk, like
is she there?
Like, I know. And then she's like, it took a shot of like her in the city streets at a kiosk of some sort, and it just says uploaded. I'm like, what?
What?
And then she gets on a motorcycle with the girl. I was like, wait, didn't she die? Oh, what?
I don't.
God damn it!
Live uploaded. Like, I don't.
But yeah, how do you?
So mad.
Yeah. So
then Castle takes off his shirt. We're like, we need a Michael C. Hall shirtless, contractually obligated, because he's ripped too.
Yeah. Oh my god! And then he just beats up Castle, right? Kind of in the goofiest way possible.
Castle beats him, beats Kable up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. Yeah.
Kable gets a good scratch in on him. Tillman slash Kable. We've been doing it interchangeably.
Yeah.
And then Castle kicks him in the head and is like, I need an audience now.
Oh my God.
Bring in the wife and daughter.
Like, what?
You're like, how?
just kill the guy. Be done. Just shoot him.
Yeah. And then I love the delivery here from Michael C. Hall, because he's like what he's about to do. Like, he's going to try to make Kable kill his family. Yes. And so he's just like, is this bad? I'm really bad. Like, he's like eating ice cream for breakfast. Is this bad?
Oh my God, so bad. So then it all comes back, right? Simon jumps in, right? He takes over control of Kable again, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because Cable's kind of fighting back. He stabs the knife in the ground because he doesn't want to kill his own daughter, right? Because he got the knife to her.
Yep. He almost breaks out of it. Yep. Yeah,
almost breaks out of it. And then Simon comes in. He takes control and kind of helps Tillman, right?
Oh God, this is so stupid. Yeah, because then the Castle's like talking to his tech support guys, and he's like, "Yeah, what's going on?" And he's like, "Someone from outside is sending commands," and he's like, "Well, stop it! Jam the signal."
Another drop of the retard word too, isn't there? I'm like, what?
Yeah, stop that.
What's going on?
Then the way they wrap this up is even dumber, because Cable's like,
"Here's the line from the daughter, though. Are you my daddy?"
Oh, well, not yet. No, we're not there yet.
Not yet? Okay.
No, because this is when Kable goes, imagine me sticking this in your gut.
Oh, that happens.
It real. And he's got the knife. That happens.
That happens before. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, what? And you're like, oh, no, it's like the power of suggestion.
Yeah.
Like, now he's thinking about it, which apparently makes it real. And so he lets Kable stab him.
I call that
the tech support guys go, oops. Like, literally. This is how the movie is ending. So then Castle falls on the floor and he's like bleeds out, and Simon cheers because like Simon's a hero now, I guess. He's like, yeah, we did it.
We did it.
And then everyone across the whole globe is cheering too. They're all like, yeah, Kable rips.
A live feed, right? Yeah.
Yep. And then that's when the tech support guys are like walking out of the basketball court, and he's like hugging his family. And that's when she goes, "Are you my daddy, Tillman?" She calls him Tillman. I'm your daddy.
Oh my God. I was like, who wrote this? I knew who wrote this. Why? What did you do? Why would you do this?
Yep. And then we get our last couple lines. Cable's like, hey, you guys can shut this off, right? That's the least you can do. Like,
the two guys are just like walking. They're like, all right, I guess we're out of here.
Like, set us free. Like, shut it off. And then guy's like, yeah, okay. And like does it. And like basically then he just looks at him. They have a look and says, well played, Kable.
And I thought he said well played, gamer, which would have been a much better, stupider line, right? Like that's a better if you're gonna write a stupid line, just go over the top with the stupid, like well played, gamer.
Full stupid. Well played, Kable. And that's the last line of the movie. Right? Then we get the cutscene of driving somewhere in whatever, I'm sure probably a Volvo.
Yeah, they're in the mountains and somewhere in New Mexico.
Yep.
And then we get the old game over title card, insert coin, and then credits. The end.
Yep. I was like, wait, that can't be. I was like, I literally said it today. So when we're watching, I was like, that can't be the last line of the movie. Like, they're gonna do like a little like outro thing, right? No. And it was like, nope. There's an overhead shot of them driving away as a family.
Much like Blade Runner.
Apparently, yeah. It's basically the same movie as Blade Runner.
It's the same movie. Holy shit. This movie's terrible. All right, you want to ameliorate a bit here? I don't know.
I'd probably start with changing the video game. Let's, instead of doing like a Call of Duty style thing, make it like an Animal Crossing thing where he has to like competitively farm or something, go fishing. I don't know. That's where you start with this. Change the video game.
Yeah. Change the video game entirely. A runtime is good. An hour and a half. That's great.
Keep that.
We don't need more. We don't need more.
More Michael C. Hall musical numbers.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I want 5 or 6 of those. Like,
you know what?
Make it a musical.
I was just gonna say, you know what? Just make it a musical. Let's go all in.
Add Pierce Brosnan in somewhere.
I love it.
Not a good singer, but he does musicals
on.
sometimes.
Yeah, throw him in, right?
Recast Simon. That kid stinks.
Yep. Give me
Actually,
a mile.
just write the character out. Don't make Simon the character. Like, make him an anonymous person controlling. Like, he doesn't matter.
He doesn't matter.
Inconsequential.
Yeah, and trying to make them connect. It doesn't. Yeah, don't
cut
need
all that.
Don't
cut all that.
The hacker group, I think, could use a little more effort.
Yeah,
feels
give us
a little
some backstory.
Yeah, it feels a little lifeless there, and just kind of
very powerful.
Yeah, like they're hacking into like feeds or like hacking into all of Ken Castle's stuff. Like,
right?
Okay,
and then they get wiped out in 2 seconds.
Like, come on.
Give us that. Give us some backstory of the family. Like, make us care about them, because we get like 2 flashbacks.
Yeah,
and that's really it.
That's
like
it.
The daughter is basically like, are you my daddy? Tell me, makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like she doesn't know him, probably. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's been in prison for 4 years, and she's what, 6, 5, 6, 7, maybe.
Oh, I thought she was older than that, but
maybe, I don't know, but still, yeah, it doesn't matter. And put the camera on a tripod.
Right, reshoot the whole thing. Yeah,
reshoot the whole thing. New directors.
Yeah, that's right.
Just give us an actual steady cam shot. So yeah, okay.
Let Michael C. Hall not do an accent.
Yeah,
unnecessary.
And this goes for a lot of movies we've watched. If you have a character do an accent, just be consistent. Make sure someone's, hey, you know what? You're not doing the accent you started with. I think you
dropped it.
I think you dropped it.
Nope. Why would we?
50 million. Whatever. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's good stuff. I don't know what else to do other than maybe not make this movie. Their attempt at satire definitely fell short. These articles that I pulled up, you guys are wrong. I'm sorry. You're just flat out wrong.
Get to game over faster, please.
This is. I'm going to throw out there. This might be the worst movie we've watched.
It's bottom 5. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, bottom 5. Yeah.
We did watch The Hottie and the Naughty, so.
Jesus, we did. The things we do for you listeners.
Mm-hmm. But it's down there. Don't watch this movie. Listen to this instead.
Yeah.
Maybe go watch The Running Man.
Definitely watch The Running Man.
Hug your family.
Be happy.
That's right. That's right.
Anything else? Are we pulling the plug in this game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Let me keep doing them.
High score.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. I'll be back next week with a new movie. In the meantime, you can follow us on Instagram. It's This Meets That, or ITMTPod on Twitter. Subscribe wherever you're listening. And if you have friends who like movies, bad movies, and hilarious stuff and life lessons, because we do all that here.
Yep.
Share it.
And you can also share YouTube links now too. If you have friends who are like, oh, I don't listen to podcasts, be like, oh no, well, I'm surely you must watch YouTube. Just send them one of the YouTube links instead. You can also write us a review. Speaking of YouTube and other places, like, make some comments, do some content for us, right? That'd be nice.
Do the work for us.
Say something nice, say something mean. 5 stars would be nice. Whatever you're up for.
Yeah.
If you want to send us something long form, you have more than a few words to say to us, you can send us an email. thismeetsthat@gmail.com. We'll read them in the trailer trash like we always do. And if you forgot everything we just said, because we always say way too much in the outro, go to the website. That's easy to remember. Just all the episodes, information, whatever you could possibly want. It's thismeetsthat.com.